In a beautiful city on the Neva River, a unique producer of art paints was founded. It was destined to become one of the symbols of St. Petersburg and the pride of the whole country. Its name is Neva Palette. On December 1st, 1934, Sergei Orджоникидзе, the People's Commissar of Heavy Industry, signed an order to include the Leningrad plant of artistic paints in the Register of Enterprises of the chemical industry of the USSR. The plant is located on the Chernaya Rechka embankment. 1935. Production of oil and watercolor paints begins. 1940. Art and poster gouache colors are introduced. 1961. The range is expanded with casein oil and polyvinyl acetate tempera colors. 2001. Release of Russia's first acrylic paints and primers. In 2004, we adopted the name that everyone knows today, Neva Palette. 500 billion tubes of paint sold. Export to 72 countries around the world. The plant produces 30,000 liters of paint per hour. 1,500 items in our range. 7 brands. White Knights, Master Class, Ladoga, Sonnet, Decola, Neva Palette for Juniors, Sevietic. Today, Neva Palette is the only manufacturer of full-cycle art paints in the Russian Federation. Our own research laboratory develops innovative products that meet the creative needs of contemporary artists. So in 2019, the White Knights palette expanded to an unprecedented 26 new colors. Neva Palette carefully preserves the traditions of manufacturing products according to our unique recipes, and some stages of manufacturing require manual labor. Particular attention is paid to the purity and depth of color, a high concentration of pigments, and a rich palette of shades. Our White Knights, Master Class, Ladoga, and Sonnet series were developed taking into account the needs of both masters of painting and beginners. The Decola series became the first product line in Russia for arts, crafts, and hobbies, and Sevietic and Neva Palette for Juniors allow young artists to work with the best paints from industry experts, starting from their childhood. All this made the Neva Palette plant the flagship of the Russian art goods industry. From the moment of its foundation to the present day, the plant has been working with educational art institutions and major museums in Russia. At the Steiglitz Art and Industry Academy, Neva Palette products are an irreplaceable tool in everyday practice in the hands of future painters, monument sculptors, designers, and art conservators. The Russian Museum, the Tretyakov Gallery, and the Hermitage use the items made in our plant in their restoration workshops to restore the world's masterpieces, trusting the unchanging quality of Neva Palette. The plant's laboratory, on behalf of the Hermitage, recreated oil paint following the recipe of old masters for restoring the famous canvas denied by Rembrandt Hemerson van Rijn. The products of the artistic paints plant have won the hearts of several generations of painters. The canvases created with our materials among the collections of museums and private collections around the world. Together with Neva Palette, thousands of artists discover the unlimited possibilities of creativity. Innovations, skills, experience, quality, uniqueness. Neva Palette, inspiring for masterpieces since 1934.